Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you the first part in a three-part series of how to make a prototype in Dextrous. So this first part is stage one. So the goal here is to make an MVP, which is a minimum viable product. And the idea is that you want to get your game to the table as quickly as you can and test out whether this idea that you have is actually worth pursuing further. So what we're going to be focusing on is speed, and we just want to make a quick print and play prototype so we can actually see if the idea is a good one. On the projects page in Dextrous, you can come over here and hit this little plus to create a new project. So this is if you are starting from scratch. And then we can click here, this little tab thing to make a new component. And Dextrous is telling us this component needs a layout. So that's like the visual template. And we're going to click the plus button again to make a layout. So that's like the visual template that this whole deck of cards is going to use. And now it's saying I can connect an existing layout, but I just want to go ahead and create a new blank layout here. So I'm going to click that plus. This takes me to the layout editor. And by default, it's selected a poker size card. So I'm going to say, yes, make it so. And now here I'm in the layout editor and I've got a card preview here and some different settings over here. Essentially, all I want to do is create two new zones. So I'm going to click create text zone twice. And you can see here it's created these new zones over here on the right. I'm just going to rename them so I can double click on them to rename them. So I'm going to call this the title. So this is the title of my card. I'm going to resize it like this, move it over here a bit, and maybe bump up the font size. And then this next zone down here, I'm going to call this ability. So this is the ability text that my cards are going to use. I'm going to bring it down to the bottom and make it nice and centered like that. And that looks pretty good. Next up, I'm going to make a icon to go in the corner. So I'll make another text zone. This time I'm going to make this a bit smaller here. I'm going to just replace the default text with like an X or a number or something. So I could say 9. I'm going to bump up the font size as well to make it nice and chunky. I'm going to go to the background tab and choose a background color here. I want to go with a nice kind of bluey green. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to go to the next tab over here, positioning. I'm going to choose a shape here. So I'm going to choose a diamond. There we go. And I'm just going to drag this down so it's in line with my title zone there. I'm going to scooch this title one over a little bit, and I'm going to left align that text there so it will come in left align. So I'll just say I can replace this default text and say title goes here, something like this. I might just move it across to give it a tiny bit of breathing room, and I'll make that title bold. So now this is a very kind of simple but effective layout that I could use for prototyping my idea. The last thing I'll do is I'll just go to the base zone here, card background, go to the border tab. I'll give it a solid border, and that's black by default. That's fine. So I'm now going to hit back. And this takes me back to the component editor. So this is where I can kind of fill out the data from my cards. You can see here that I've already got a default card that is based just on the layout. And if I click this, you'll notice that I can get new cards here, and also that a new row is created down here. Each of these rows is mapped directly to these cards. So for example, if I click here and type a new title, it will actually get reflected, that change will get reflected on the card here, and I can go down here and I can say a second title. So you can see there, it's very quick and easy to go along and make a set of cards here that you could print at home and prototype really quickly. I can click these numbers here to make new copies of the card. So for example, this will make 4 copies of this card here. And I'm ready to go. So I'm going to hit export components, export the current component. And now I'm on the export page. And by default, it's kind of laid the cards out nicely to print. And I'm going to hit export again and generate a PDF with the Chrome printer. And I can go ahead and print that in color, for example. One little tip here, you do want to just make sure that the margins are set to none and the scale is actual size. Otherwise, it might try and shrink it to fit and you won't get the perfectly sized cards that you're after. So then I'm going to hit print, and that will actually download. Actually, it's printing because I didn't save that to PDF. My printer is literally just printing that out right now as we speak. Okay, actually this has worked out well. So here I can show you it's printed out those cards right there. So yeah, that's just one process that you can use to make a quick and dirty prototype. This is stage one. We do also have the instructions for this written out right here in the docs. So you can follow along with text instructions here if you want to. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, stage 2. In stage 2, we're going to turn this into a functional prototype. We're going to dress it up a little bit, add some images, add some icons. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.